And welcome everyone. We are here live again in San Antonio at the AT&T Center for Game 7 of the Mavs and Spurs series. If you guys have been following us for the entire series, you know how big a game this was. And tonight, I think the Mavs showed up, but it just didn't show up on the court. It was 119-96. The Spurs dominated the game from start to finish. The Mavericks only led this game 2-0, and after that, it was all San Antonio Spurs. Let's go directly to the press conference and hear from both coaches, Greg Popovich and also Rick Carlisle.
Say what a great series it was, how difficult it was. I'm certainly glad it's over. Kept many of us up night after night trying to figure those guys out. Rick did a great job with his game plan, his coaches confounded us, and the players were great. It's a really good veteran team that was playing its best basketball here at the end of the year, and I congratulate them. They were really tough, really good. The organization can be really proud of that group in a lot of ways. From our part, we're thrilled. Whenever you win, you're thrilled. But I thought our best game was tonight, and that worked out for us.
Adam, I mean, from the standpoint of conditioning and different approach defensively and a lot of things, it was more than he's ever had to absorb. But he's the only guy on the team that played 82 games. He played hurt. And I would even say that he played injured in those 3 games before the All-Star break. I couldn't believe he played those games. But him playing, helped us win 2 out of those 3. And ultimately, if he hadn't played, we may not have gotten over the hump to get to the playoffs. So, he did a lot of things that were intangible, that were important. And at 28 years old, he's got a lot of great years left. He's really just entering his prime. And there's some things that we can do to help him get even better.
Rick, when a team gets hit, as you
coaches Rick Carlisle and Greg Popovich talking about the game, and also Pop talking about what he's got to do in the next series, which they'll take on Portland on Tuesday. Now, for the Mavericks side of things, let's go listen to Dirk Nowitzki, who had 22 points tonight, but was only 8 for 21 shooting the ball. Now, Dirk, on his career, was 4-0 in Game 7s until this game, his first Game 7 loss of his 16-year career. Let's go and listen to what Dirk had to say about this game, and also an important offseason for him. Now he's going to free agency, and also for the team as well.
It's 3-3, and it's anybody's ball game. It's just one game, and now the season's over. So it's a tough one. I'll probably be proud of this team, what we did, even getting to the playoffs in a couple of days. But now this one definitely stings.
Well, looking ahead, Dirk, for this summer free agency, have you given some thought on whether you plan on signing a 2-year, 3- or 4-year deal?
I think that's something we're going to talk about way later. Right now, just disappointed. Lost a Game 7. So I think that's something I'm going to sit back and relax and talk to Mark plenty about. Now's not the time.
Dirk, you guys made some big steps this season, coming off last season. How big are the strides that you guys need to make this summer as far as adding to this group that you have together now?
Well, I think Mark and Donnie always looking to make this team better, this franchise better. And ultimately, the year we won it in 2011 is, that's the standard now, to follow up. By winning in 2011, the next year we snuck in the playoffs, got swept, then we didn't make the playoffs. And now we're an 8th seed. We obviously have high expectations. The fan base does, the organization does, and so we want to get back up there. However we need to do it, whatever needs to be done. And Mark and Donnie are probably going to do it, and we'll see what happens. It's really
Dirk Nowitzki talking about this game and also this offseason coming up. Let's go ahead and listen to Tony Parker, who tonight 32 points for Tony Parker, had 24 in the first half, came out a lot more focused after Greg Popovich pretty much rolled him the entire series, and for good reason, because he gets the win for them tonight. He talks a little bit about the game, but also, more importantly, the upcoming matchup against Damian Lillard, the reigning Rookie of the Year and superstar from Game 6 against Houston. Here's Tony Parker.
They just dare me to score.
Tony, speaking of the strategy, Pop mentioned that the schemes that Carlisle employed, especially early, kept him and the staff up late at night.
No, definitely. They did a great job. You have to give a lot of credit to the Mavericks. You know, they try to switch, they try to do different stuff to get out of our game, and they worked. You know, the first 3-4 games, we had a hard time to play our game, to play Spurs basketball, to move the ball. And, you know, finally Pop just decided, just like, let me go and just be aggressive and see what happened. And so worked out pretty good. I think overall tonight it was our best game, you know, offensively and defensively in the playoffs so far. Defensively we did a great job, and offensively I think our ball movement is coming back, and we're going to need it against Portland because they're another great defensive team.
And just to follow up on that, could you tell, you've been through so many of these with Pop, but could you tell how engaged he was in terms of matching, you know, move with counter move in terms of what Carlisle was bringing?
I think the playoff is all about that. It's all about strategies and how you adapt and how you're going to change stuff. We changed stuff too defensively to try to slow down, you know, Monte Ellis and Dirk. And so that's what the playoffs is all about. Who's going to adjust better, and then you have to make shots. You know, you have to make big shots, and you know, big games, big situations. And I think tonight we made a lot of shots.
Tony back here. Tony.
And that's all from San Antonio, folks. Again, the Spurs win 119-96 over the Dallas Mavericks in Game 7. They will advance to play the Portland Trail Blazers Tuesday night, starting right here in San Antonio. For myself, Rodney Fisher, and everyone at the Real Fan Sports Network, stay tuned because we got more NBA action coming.